round 3 here at Jerez. Qualifying was extremely close. I think 6 attempts covered the top 7. So it's going to be as close as ever, hopefully. Hopefully as good as the Division 2 race, which was full of battles left, right and centre, no matter where you looked. Right, let's go. So we have a Pramac sandwich on the front row with Sire on pole, Cammy in second and Nelson in third. Howling's fourth, Josh is fifth and Jack Berman sixth, Finley seventh, VTR eighth and Fadley in ninth. Fadley once again missing out on qualifying, having to start from the back of the grid. How do you get another podium from the back of the grid? This is probably the hardest place to do it. Let's see. And we're off. And Sire gets a great start, and it is to go for turn one. It's tight, and Nelson's gone wide. Finley's gone down, and Nelson's all the way at the back. So it is Cammy now who leads from Sire in second. Oh, for God's sake, it's a red flag. God's sake, guys, you had one job. Oh my God, Josh just killed whoever that was. I think that was Sire. So managed to get away with red flags in Division 2, but fortunately Division 1 can't hack it. Get a bit too aggressive there into turn 2 for some of them, I think. Anyway, it's take 2. This definitely favours the likes of Nelson, who had an awful start, outbreaking themselves into turn 1 and getting caught up in all kinds of melee. Let's go again. Let's run. And we're off again. And it is Cammy who gets the best start as he goes into turn 1. It is Cammy, Sire, and then Howling. So go into turn 2, and Howling goes up the inside of Cammy at turn 2. Oh, there's contact. Oh, and Nelson's gone down, and Fadley's just escaped, and so is Finley. So the championship league, the champion is down. Oh, and Josh somehow has stayed on there, but Sire's out in front. Cammy's second. Howling's third, Josh is fourth, Jack's fifth. So the champion is down. The person who's second in the championship has taken 2 second places so far. He's got all sorts of work to do. Just getting caught up between Cammy and Howling at turn 2, going into the braking zone. You look at Fadley up the inside of Jack into turn 6. Jack just not giving him enough space there, so that's caused Fadley to go wide, and that's allowed VTR to move up into 5th place, which he'll be very happy about. And then you can see, oh my God, I thought there was a bit of lag there. Finley's dropped back to 8th. I think he's had to get 6th avoiding action on the grass to avoid Nelson's bike. Sire out in front by 6 tenths of a second. Fadley just defending the line there from Finley. So already we're getting 2 groups. Hang on, is Jack going for a move on VTR into turn 11? No. Maybe, hang on, yes, maybe. Into turn 12. That's never going to work, surely. And now we go into the final corner. Holy. Somehow that's worked. And Fadley's found his way past Jack, and so is Finley. So Jack's just dropped 2 positions to go down the straight. Into turn 1. Finley on the brakes, up the inside of Fadley. VTR's not broke himself in. Finley goes up the inside and possibly moves into 5th place. VTR on the grass. Finley up the inside into turn 2. I can't find the right people. There goes Finley up the inside. He's had to sit the bike up so he doesn't crash. And Fadley just holds off Finley for 5th place. So I changed direction for turn 5. A long hanging corner which goes a little bit uphill and then drops downhill as you exit down the straight. Let's now head into turn 6. VTR and Jack there, side by side into the braking zone. VTR was later on the brakes, but that's caused him to go wide. Jack goes up the inside and is now into 7th place. VTR fighting back into turn 7, and he's just about not got through. And there's Nelson now approaching these guys, who approached him a lot quicker than he would have done if they hadn't been all battling. Howling is also just losing edge from Kami and Sayet. Howling, who's had podium pace in both races at the start of the season, just not had any luck at all. And Nelson is now starting to challenge VTR. VTR could be trouble as Nelson tries to pass VTR at turn 12, and that just really wasn't going to work. Sort of forced him off there. Into, oh my god, yeah. That really went horrible for Nelson as he was breaking point with a change there. Goes, and we go into turn 2. And Nelson takes the position. Can VTR fight back into turn 3? The Ducati's just got the acceleration over the Yamaha, and Nelson's now into 8th place. As Jack's now onto the grass, making a big mistake there. So Fadley, he's 2 seconds away from 2nd place. Kami has set the fastest lap of the race as he's trying to chase down Saya. So these two have a very similar pace. And Howling goes really wide into turn 6. And now Josh is right there. Her refuge is one of those places where it's so hard to make an overtaking place. It's an overtaking manoeuvre, sorry. Especially when your bike doesn't have the horsepower over one of the others, because the Yamahas and Suzuki's should be faster on paper. It's a very cornery track, as Josh goes on the grass there. He goes on the grass and now you stay on. But because you can't have the power to blast past down the straight to get into the braking zone, unless you're really strong on the brakes, you can't make the move stick. And Josh has already got a long lap penalty, unfortunately. Is he going to take it this lap? Yes. Fadley's gone down. He's taking Jack Berman with him, it looks like. I don't know what's happened there. Josh has completely stuffed the long lap. And now Nelson's into 6th, and that will become 5th. As Josh goes round the outside of Finley into the braking zone of turn 1. And he moves back into 4th, even though that will be temporary. To Nelson now looking at for 5th and 4th places, and the gap will surely start to close down as these two fight. Saya still got just about half a second. Oh, he's ran wide though. He's ran wide. Kami is going to be right there. You just see Howling there in the background. He just hasn't quite got the same pace as these two. But Kami's going to struggle to get past Saya, because if Saya can just keep everything tight and clean, Kami's going to have to make it work somewhere where either Saya won't expect it or the Yamaha will just be able to use its cornering speeds and torque to its advantage. But we'll have to see as Finley is now starting to be quickly caught by Nelson. Will Josh take his long lap again this time round? Yes, he does. Did he? I think he just about got that stopped. Christ. He's got done over there. Seemed like he did it just probably must have maybe clipped the gravel or something. So Nelson not looking to 4th place. He could still get a podium here if his pace is strong enough to catch Howling. You go Nelson going wide, making the tighter line so he can sit the bike up a lot earlier, get better drive compared to Finley. The move could be on here. Into the braking zone of turn 6. Finley leaves space. He runs and he's basically just let Nelson through there. I didn't give any. He didn't try to be defensive or anything. He just sort of let him go through there. Unfortunately, Finley just not able to fight against Nelson. It's now going to turn 9. Finley's still there, so Nelson's still got to just keep doing what he's doing, try and not make Finley let Finley have any sort of chance to attack, as he might actually be able to here. If he can just get a good enough run through turn 11 and 12, he might be able to attack into the final corner. First we're going on the curb, we're going to turn 13. Can Finley attack? He's going for it, and he's that nearly went horribly wrong. So now I think Nelson's finally got rid of Finley. Finley had his one chance and he nearly did it, to be fair. Oh, Nelson on the green there, just running a little bit wide. You'll be careful as well that you don't hit it at a wrong angle, because then you could go flying. But Nelson's like, well, back at the front side, managed to gap Cammy to a second as Fadley's gone down again. Fadley having not a good race. He had 2 great races in Aragon and Portimao, and Jerez is just not going well for him. And that's the, well, he ain't gonna be leading the championship now. It's gonna at this moment it'll go to Cammy. Cammy's at a 4th and a 1st, and he's only 1 point behind Nelson, and Nelson's only 1 point behind Fadley. So it's advantage Cammy at the moment, but Saya, who's had a 9th and an 8th place. Oh, Fadley's gone down again. Where's he crashed at turn 8? It's just going horribly wrong for him right now. Oh, has he got? Is he stuck? Is he? Yeah, that's his race over, unfortunately. Yeah, he's done the right thing there. So fortunately, Fadley's just been screwed over by the game there, but there's not a lot you can do about it. But we'll still get 9th place. But now it's between these two for the win. Saya just looks like he's got the advantage at the moment. Away. What tyres is Cammy? They're both got the same tyres, so in theory tyre wear shouldn't come into it, but maybe the characteristics of both bikes might have a part to play in it. That'll go through turn 7. And turn 8. So he seems to have got into his rhythm. You can see Howling now in 3rd place. He's got Nelson 3 seconds back. It's going to be interesting to see how the gap changes over the race. But at the moment it's not changing all that much. As for Nelson, he's got Finley 1.5 seconds back, and Josh is only 8 tenths behind Finley. So battle for the top 5 is not over yet. Also, Finley's had 2 6th places, and I'm sure he doesn't want a third 6th place. He wants to go at least 1 better. Oh, Josh running a little bit wide there. So you can just see side just a little bit up front there. So the pace at the moment is pretty much identical. Just I think Cammy's made a couple of mistakes in the past few laps, and that's allowed Sire to get away. I think Cammy's going to need some kind of mistake from Sire here to have a chance at attacking. So the pace is just identical, and Howling's made a mistake somewhere because he's lost a second to Cammy and Nelson. But Nelson's got to be careful because he's got 1 warning before he gets a long lap penalty. Nelson's starting to reel Howling in after Howling's mistake, wherever he made it. 5 to go. And Cammy's made a mistake somewhere as well because Sire's managed to pull half a second on him. So mistakes are coming thick and fast now for a few of them. Very easy to do here. And I think Nelson's starting to smell blood. You can sense the podium. He may have sensed it a couple of laps ago, but now he's right in range as Jack Berman has gone down at turn 6. And he is gone. Howling on the curb, and then look how wide he's gone through turn 11, and Nelson's just going to close in by about a tenth. Nelson's got a long lap. Nelson's now got a long lap penalty, so that changes quite a bit. So Howling's free now. Howling is free from worry, because Nelson will have to take his long lap penalty. And that might also bring Finley back into the fight for 4th place if Nelson stuffs the long lap up. You can see the grading of the rear tyre for Howling. Into the heavy braking zone of turn 6, Howling keeping a nice tight line. Nelson's getting closer, but it's not going to really mean anything because of the long lap. Oh no, he's lagging, oh no. Oh, thank God thank God he didn't lag into Nelson there. Oh. But Nelson a bit of a panic there. So Nelson now will he take his long lap this time round, or was he going to leave it till as late as possible to try and put Howling under pressure? He's going to leave it as late as possible. He wants to put in Howling. He wants to probably try and force Howling into a big mistake, so he can try and regain 3rd after doing the long lap. So 3 to go now. He's only going to get, what, 2 more goes, so he's got this lap and probably next lap to do the long lap penalty. He should be safe now from Finley, unless he messes the long lap up, which Josh has managed to do. It's very easy. It's a very difficult hairpin. As Howling's gone extremely wide, and that's cost him about 3 or 4 attempts. And now Nelson's right in the hunt. That's exactly what he wants. Can he perform any kind of move into the hairpin? I don't think he's in range to. No, he's not. As we now go into turn 7 and 8. Fast, long left-handers. That was not quite as long, but turn 8 is really long. Nelson's going to go up the inside of Howling into turn 8, but Howling is not going to be able, not going to let him through, I don't think. Contact between the two. Howling's wide. Nelson, is he going to try to turn 10? He is, and that just really wasn't going to work, I feel. And now Finley and Josh have moved into 4th and 5th places. I mean, the reason why you don't usually see past the zone, I think that's why. Fair, you know, fair enough for Nelson to try go for it, but it's just not worked out at all. As you see Nelson doing the long lap now, and he's done it fine. It's now the battle for 4th place. Josh looking for his 2nd, 4th place in a row versus Finley, looking for his first 4th place of the season. Cammy's gone down. Cammy has gone down at turn 4. And Howling now moves into 2nd place. So that's pretty much gifted Sire the win. Well, there's contact between Finley and Josh. Josh getting it's in the back of Finley as he's able to take a lot more corner speed. But Finley's going to have the horsepower advantage. But Josh is still pulling alongside. That Suzuki's got some oomph. I didn't realise that. He's going up the inside, but he just can't get past the Honda in the braking zone because the Suzuki's really not the best. That's probably the weakest point in the braking zone. It's just so unstable for some strange reason. Going into turn 8, Josh looking up the inside, can't quite find the way through as Finley probably won't actually see him due to sinking problems with this game. Josh has gone round, he's gone round the outside, and he just couldn't hold the line. He was taking way too much corner speed and entry speed. As they go into turn 11 and turn 12, maybe Josh can make a move into the final corner. But Finley's taking the defensive side, but he's got on the curve. That's going to give Josh the run. Finley going up the inside, forcing Josh out wide and holding position. He is not letting this go as they start the final lap of the race. Josh pulls to one side under the UFO, I think it's called, if I remember. And Josh has ran really wide out of turn 1, and Finley back in front. Josh he's trying to outbrake Finley, but he keeps running wide as they change directions for turn 3 and 4. Oh, Josh going right into the back of Finley, having so much more corner speed compared to the Honda. He's going to go round the outside into turn 5. He's going to leave Finley the space. And side by side they go, making top contact, heading towards the braking zone. Who's going to be strongest on the brakes? Both of them trying not to stop. He is. Finley's got the better line, but Josh is going to have the better exit, and he is through. Josh goes through into 4th place. And that looks like Josh is going to get 4th, but he's got a long lap anyway, so it doesn't really mean anything at the end of this. But it's going to be Sire who's going to win the race as he comes round. Well, he comes into the final corner now. He hasn't won a race since season 4 because that was the last time he properly raced in it. And Sire is going to win by 10 seconds. Dominating performance. He's led from start to finish. Cammy's completely outbroke himself trying to pass Howling on the last corner. And it's going to be Howling who brings home 2nd place after such disappointment. Cammy is 3rd, takes the championship lead. Josh crosses the line in 4th, but Finley will take that 4th place. Nelson is just about going to hold off VTR for 6th place. VTR is 7th, Jack Berman 8th, and Bradley in 9th.
Before we go
So Sire wins the race with Howling in second, Cammy in third, Finley fourth, Josh fifth, Nelson sixth, 3TR seventh, Jack Bowman in eighth, and Fadley in ninth. So we'll get on with the interviews.
Bro, I raced up the bike a bit too late, bro. I tried to really my best, but was my mistake.
Right, so we'll, because Cammy never joins us for interviews, we'll go with second place of Howling. So Howling, after two disappointing races of what could have been due to whatever reason that's happened to you, that's sort of stops you from getting the podium. You finally had luck go your way, and you've managed to finish second. You had a bit of trouble. You were in third for a long time by yourself, but then you had Nelson trying to attack you, and he made a move at turn 10. Unfortunately, you two came together and he went down, and then you benefited from Cammy's crash, and you ended up in second place. So how was it to return to the podium and get your championship on track?
It feels good to be on the podium back again. Not under the circumstances that I wanted to. Many things happened in the race at the start, really much chaos, and then I had 2 times a glitch that I lost a second, that the screen froze, so I was really scared of my internet as well. And then with Nelson I had a good battle until he made a move and I was just too late to react on it, and that ended his race, which I feel a bit gutted about, because I wanted to have everyone a clean race, so other than that, it felt good that I was fighting for the podium again, but I hope next time I can make it a bit more clean.
Yeah, so good job, Honda's first podium. Your championship's now back on track, and maybe we can see some kind of surge to the top of the standings at some point. So we go with the race winner, Sire. You got pole, you led at turn 1, and you held it from there. What's it like to win again?
It's a incredible feeling. It's what I set in my mind to do this weekend, and I get it done. Even though the qualifying, I was lucky enough because I think Kami gave me the chance for the pole, because he could have beaten me. But we got the pole for Ducati, and also the race was not easy. I was making a lot of mistakes on the first few laps, and I see Kami. I think Yamaha has improved on their launch start, so they have a better launch system this weekend. So I see that he's getting better during the start, and after a few laps, I make a lot of mistakes, and he can pass me, but I take advantage just to get my rhythm. And on the third, fourth lap, I start pushing, no mistakes, because the bike was on heavy fuel load. So we managed to bring home the championship. And once I see I break the gap within 1.5 seconds, I try to breathe, but every time I made slight mistake, he come back right behind me, and I had to focus until I see 2.5 second gap. I try to maintain the race pace. Overall, it was a good weekend. I like it.
Yeah, so well done. Back at the top after 2 disappointing races. Your championship's now back on track, and now we have to see what will develop in the next few races.
Yes, sir.
So that has been round 3. We'll be back with round 4 next week, and we'll see you then. Goodbye.